In this episode, we say goodbye to the Norwegian Prima and travel along Iceland's south coast, looking at stunning waterfalls, magnificent geological features, and visit ancient glacial lagoons. Bye-bye, Norwegian Prima. Happy sailing back to Southampton. Good morning, everybody. We've exited the Norwegian Prima this morning, and we're on our own for 24 hours until we get on our next cruise. We're heading along the south coast of Iceland today, and we've made it to Hálsanefshellir. We're just filling up with gas and we'll carry on our way. Unfortunately, we've got another rainy day, so we'll see what we can film for you and keep dry, as well as dry as we can. Hopefully the rain will go away sometime during the day and we can enjoy it a little bit more. I'll catch you on the road later. We've been driving for about an hour and a half now. This is our first waterfall of the day. Pouring with rain, but off we go. This is Glacier, and it's quite spectacular how it's carved holes in the rock. Really gorgeous place. Just sharing with a few other people, so we'll wait for them to take their photos and hop in and get a closer look.
Under the waterfall, you're riding under there. Quite cool.
And not very far from Glacier is Hálsanefshellir. There's a few waterfalls here, but the rain's so heavy we're not going to pay to go in today. We might try and catch it on the way back. Managed to catch a little bit of it from the car park. Stopped at another beautiful waterfall here. Not sure what it's called. Just on the side of the road. Can't get right up to this one, it's a bit slippery. Sean's trying to stretch out through the hole, but it's a bit precarious. It's really pretty though. And we've made it to Skogafoss. Poor old rental car nearly drowned in the potholes in the car park. It's super busy with tour buses and still raining heavily, but I suppose when you're getting wet from the waterfall spray, it's not really a problem. Got lots of phone video today because I can't pull out the camera in this weather. Trying to keep it as dry as possible. It's certainly still spectacular though. Had the weather been better, we would have walked up the hill to the viewing platform above the falls, but it's so wet and slippery we're going to give that a miss today. Such a shame, but all the more reason to come back again one day. Back on the road, and we're not too far away from Vik, so we might stop there for some lunch to dry out a bit. But before we get there, we're going out to the sea cave for a look. The cave doesn't go very far in, but the basalt columns along the edge are remarkable. Because of the driving North Atlantic sea swell, you need to be very careful when you visit the beach, as the large waves can sweep up the beach unexpectedly. There's actually a warning system as you come down onto the beach, so take note of that and don't turn your back on the sea. We watched one lady before turn around and take a photo, and the waves swept up the beach, nearly swept her away, so you really do need to be very careful. Yay, we've made it to Vik. Let's find somewhere for lunch. This pub looks good. It's got a great view of the beach. So we've come to the Strondon pub. The food looks good. I've got a starter-sized seafood soup, and Sean's gone for the fish and chips. He had to try Atlantic cod somewhere. Because I only had a starter, I've treated myself to a sticky toffee pudding, and it does not disappoint. Sean's been good and just having a coffee. Well, I nearly had to mortgage the house for that lunch. That was 10,500 krona, which works out to about 130 New Zealand dollars, or about 75 US dollars. So we're missing that free cruise ship food about now. Anyway, we're heading through Vik, and we're going to do a bit of off-roading in the rental car and go down to the black sand beach. Hoping we might get close enough to the cliff to zoom in on some puffins. I think they might have been puffins, but they're still too far away. We're not far out of Vik now, and the landscape's really starting to change. It's very dramatic, especially in this moody weather. We should be seeing the glaciers soon. I'm not pronouncing the name of the town we're in because it's ridiculous, but it's down below, and we've found yet another waterfall. You can walk all the way to the top, and there's a big lake up there, but it's super slippery, so I think this is as far as I'm going. We've just pulled off to admire the landscape and starting to get near the glaciers now. I wish we had more time to take in some of these walks. They must be amazing. And it's finally stopped raining. Wow, this looks fantastic. Road's a bit bumpy. Look at that, a park right by the entrance. This is one of a few glacial lagoons on the south coast. It's not as famous as Diamond Beach, but they all have unique character and an ever-changing landscape. There's a few people out walking on the glacier, but we're not equipped for that. And I don't think they are either, for that matter. So that's a risk not worth taking. Icebergs. Sort of. You can hear the ice crackling all around. Look at an ice cube. Probably thousands of year old ice cube.
Tasting.
I don't know about looking on million-year-old ice. There's probably million-year-old viruses trapped in there. Oh, we had a great time at the glacial lake, and we were just leaving the car park when Sean noticed one of our tyre pressures had dropped significantly. So we stopped to investigate. We discovered the rental car had no spare tyre, but did have a compressor, so we started to pump up the tyre, hoping we could get a few more miles up the road to some businesses. Neither of our phones have got service out here. I didn't film anything, but while we were fluffing about, a guy that happened to be a former mechanic stopped and offered to help us. He was an absolute legend and had us fixed and back on the road in no time at all. Turns out our former mechanic is now a full-time creator and influencer with over 4 million followers on Instagram and 2 million followers on Facebook and other platforms. He goes on some epic adventures all over his home state of Alaska and all around the world, and posts the most awesome content from places you couldn't even imagine going. So make sure you follow him and check him out. All we know is he's a bloody nice guy, and we will forever be grateful for his help. So we're back on the road again, but that took quite a lot of time out of our day, and it's getting late, so we need to push on to our hotel now. We've got some chores to do when we get there, and we're still a bit nervous about the car. The hotel is meant to have laundry, and we desperately need to get some washing done, so we'll push on. We're approaching Diamond Beach, and there's masses of people here. We're going to stop tonight, but we might try and come back either later tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, and hopefully some of the crowds would have cleared. Yay, we've made it to the hotel, all safe and sound. It's been a long and eventful day, so we've decided to call it quits. We're having a cordial while we wait for our lamb burgers, which are probably about 40 New Zealand dollars each, and I think we'll leave you here. But make sure to tune in for our next episode, because we can't wait to get back to Diamond Beach. Take care, friends.